For this project, I'm using King Cole Rosarium Mega Chunky. This color is Yorkshire Rose, and I'm using a 15mm PQ hook. It's my Clover hook. To begin, make a slip knot. And chain 29 stitches. Once you have your 29 stitches, we're going to work across the first row, skip the first stitch, the first chain, and I'm working into the back bar or the back bump of the chain stitch. It's right behind the back loop. We're going to work one single crochet into each of these chains across. Now at the end of row 1, you're going to bring the first single crochet and your last single crochet close together. We're going to slip stitch to this first single crochet. And you can make that slip stitch tight because we're not going to be working into it. For round 2, chain 1, and we're going to work one waistcoat stitch into each stitch around. For the waistcoat stitch, you work between the two legs of the previous stitch. So you insert your hook between the two legs, and it's on the back, it's also between the two legs. Yarn over your hook, pull up one loop, yarn over, and pull through both loops. And we do this all the way across. So it's between the legs on both sides. Make sure you don't make your stitches very tight because it's very difficult to work into them later on. We're at the end of the round, so what you do is slip stitch to the first waistcoat stitch to join. Make that tight again so you don't accidentally work into it. Chain 1, and now we're going to work one waistcoat stitch in each stitch around. And once again, you look for the space between the legs, and that's where you insert your hook. Continue working for 8 rounds if you'd like it to be the same size as the one in the picture. If you'd like it to be a bit wider for your headband, you can keep working more rounds. Okay, now you're at the end of the round. You can either slip stitch tightly here to join and finish off your yarn, or you can do an invisible join stitch. So finish off, pull your loop through, thread that onto a yarn needle. Remember, that's the slip stitch, that's your first stitch, this is your second stitch. Go under both loops. And now we're going to go between these two loops, come out the back. That was the last stitch that you worked. Now slightly pull that to tighten and to mimic this stitch that you had the first stitch. We're mimicking that one, just so it has a little bit more of a finished top. I like to pinch this first, weave in here so that I don't pull too tight. You can pull this loop back too if you'd like. And then you have a more finished top. And weave in your end securely on the back. And then for this end, we're just going to try to make this as neat as possible. And bring those two close together. And weave in your ends. It's nice and thick. Using the waistcoat stitch. And on the inside, this is what it looks on the other side. And you can still see the V's. And it's nice, neat, and tidy. And that's how you do the waistcoat stitch.